And the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it true?
All concerned.
All concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you very much. Kimra, you left some of your green feathers up here.
Oh, sorry about that.
She's molting.
Good morning, everyone. You guys are gonna have to let me know what you think of the chairs over there. They wanted, that was an experiment. There we go. Okay. Our inspiration today comes from Thomas Edison. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. All right, Adrian, do you want to introduce our guests?
We're excited to hear from Joe Shans. So thank you for being our speaker today. And good morning to all of you. And our guest today, we have just one, but you have to be extra nice because he did get an application, is Gabrielle Wilson. Who I guess does get started. Thank you.
Do I want to know what you were doing back there, Russell?
Trying to see if I can reach the projector by myself and fix it. Maybe Kurt's tall enough to do that.
Kurt, are you tall enough?
If you want. That's fine. Keep doing it.
Okay. All right, just a couple announcements today. We on March 13th is actually the 40th anniversary of our club. So that's a really big milestone, and we are having a Rowdy Rotarians that evening. 5 o'clock, it's going to be at the Cowboy Lounge, which is inside Lazy Butcher, which is what used to be Stagecoach Grill. It's right across from Stagecoach Park where the music park is, by First Bank. So we would love to have you all there. Please do sign up on the Sign Up Genius so we know how many people to anticipate. But it's going to be a fun night. There's some fun activities planned. So we're really looking forward to that. And really exciting one, and please mark your calendar now. April 24th is our Area 8 dinner this year. And I'm going to let Katie, I know you're here, Katie, where are you? There you are. Not your usual table. You're messing with me. I'm going to let Katie tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes, but please plan to come April 24th. It's going to be a really, really neat event. We've got a committee made up of all 5 clubs in our area who are coming together to make it a really fun night, but also a very valuable night for our club and the whole area. And I'm going to encourage everybody again, please go to our website, look at what when our committees are meeting, when different activities are going on. We can't make every announcement of every committee and every group that's meeting every month or every week. So please visit the website and find something to get involved with. If you're not hands-on involved in any projects right now, there's a lot of really neat things happening. So I strongly encourage you to take some time and find something that you're excited about and interested in. And if you don't know what you're excited about or interested in, find a longtime member or ask somebody sitting next to you what they're doing. Because I will tell you, the one thing I learned when I was training to become president is there's a lot going on in this club. So there's something for just about everybody involved. All right, general announcements. Please come up, make sure to stand behind the podium so our Zoom people can see you.
Yeah. Ted Ning, just back from Guatemala, making an announcement that next February 2026, we're hoping Al Steger and Jim Kreider and I are inviting this club to come to Guatemala for a 5-day immersion to see what we've been working on. We are graduating 12 girls from the university at that time, and we offer the opportunity to come down. This is a club experience. There's something unique about Rotarians traveling with Rotarians. You meet people at a whole different level. You also get to see what we do in areas of the world where, we help. So please consider February 2026. We'll give you more details as we get closer, but that's a year away from now. It's in the same time zone. You know, which is really great. It's relatively short. I think the cost, Al, is what, about $1,800. Yeah, airfare is the big deal. But the big thing, put it on your calendar, we'll have continuing analysis about that. Thank you.
Okay. Mindy mentioned the Area 8 dinner, which is April 24th from 5:30 to 8:30 at Wild Game. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna do a silent auction. And with that, I always ask you guys for something. If you want to donate things, we already have some really special donations, but whether it be a Airbnb or quilt, or I don't know if anybody makes quilts. Anybody make quilts? I know I don't know where that came from, but anyway, anything you want, anything you want to donate. There's no minimum, there's no maximum, just anything you want to do. And Mindy mentioned the 5 clubs. We're getting the 5 clubs together to organize this event. Again, it's April 24th, 5:30 to 8:30 at Wild Game. Going to be a bar game and a barbecue, and I believe the sign up sheet. Oh, there's gonna be bar games too, Kate. I believe the sign up sheet is going out today. Yes. Okay, there you go.
I'll give it to whoever our scribe is.
And oh, yes, thank you, Marianne. The proceeds go to Imagination Library. The guest speaker is going to be Jack Tate, who's the CEO and president of the Colorado Imagination Library Program.
Good morning, Evergreen Rotary. I want to say that if you want an opportunity to go to a developing country, joining TED down to Guatemala would be a great opportunity. I did that a number of years ago. Supposed to go a couple of years ago and I had to cancel at short notice, but that's a great opportunity and I would endorse visiting TED. Now, last weekend, Janie and I returned from Africa. I was there for almost 3 weeks, going to visit Carol Carper in Kenya, as well as then going and visiting a bunch of different projects and then seeing all kinds of wild animals where you are in the cage in the vehicle. So, and it's great. It was great fun and it was a near perfect trip. So, but I have a tradition that I do whenever I return from an Africa trip that I bring what's called a rungu. Rungu is a leadership stick that is carried by a chief in the Maasai tribe. He gets one of these things, and if they're having discussion and he's holding it like this, that means he wants to hear your opinion. However, if he's like this, he's had enough opinions and he's ready to make a decision. So, and I have a tradition of presenting one of these to the current president of the Evergreen Rotary Club. So, Mindy, may I present you your very own rungu?
And I'll add, there's, Patrice has put together another group going to Africa in August. And actually, we're going on that one. So if anybody's interested, talk to either Patrice Henning or I can give you basic information today about that one.
And my trip went so well this last time that I'm thinking about doing it again in October of next year. So if you have any interest in climbing Kilimanjaro or going on a safari and see some various projects that we've been involved in and maybe even visit Carol, let me know. It'll be in October of 2026 and we'll try to time it coincide with the graduation Form 4 at the Maasai Girls School. So.
Good morning, Chris Kazian. Just wanted to. It's my information. We had a burn demo planned at the fire department talking about defensible space and things. We had some bad weather. It was like 2 weeks ago or so. So it is rescheduled for the 25th. It's a Tuesday, 11 to 1. 11 to 1 on the 25th of March. Come on out and learn a little bit about the different types of siding and different impacts that you could have to help make your home defensible. Thank you very much.
No, you're not out of town, you're out of luck. So, I don't know how much you know about Jewish holidays. Probably everybody knows about Rosh Hashanah, that's the big one. But the fun one is Purim. And it celebrates the Jewish redemption in Persia, all those many years ago. It has its own book, the Book of Esther. also known as the Megillah or scroll. And part of the tradition is to drink until you can't tell the difference between the king, Mordecai, and Haman. So that's why, so usually it's eat, drink, and usually it's, they tried to kill us. They didn't, let's eat. Now it's this holiday, because they tried to kill us, they didn't, let's drink. That said, part of the celebration is a parody of the story. And this year at Beth Evergreen, we're doing I Love Esther, which is brilliantly written by someone who used to write for Saved by the Bell and other television shows. Choreographed and musically directed by my darling wife, live band, free tickets, free drinks, March 14th, 7-ish, 7 Jewish Standard Time. You are all welcome and invited. It's going to be truly, truly hysterical. Come have a good time. Mazel tov.
Alan, will there be ginger beer there?
Probably not.
Picky food.
BYOG.
Think I'll.
Marcia, BYOG.
Think I'll.
BYOG.
I see Jen has something.
Hi, everyone. Sorry to be away. I miss you all very much. I am reaching out because we need mentors for our new members. So I have been picking on lots of you around the room, but if anyone is interested in being a mentor, please reach out to me. I will get you some mentor information. We would love to have you. We have a lot of new members coming in, and we're excited to pair them up with many of you. So let me know.
Is there anybody else up on Zoom that has anything? I missed someone last week. Okay. Wanted to take just a second. Erica, could you, and I'm totally gonna put you on the spot and you weren't prepared for this, so I'm sorry. Since we're doing the April 24th for Imagination Library, can you give people a 30-second, what is Imagination Library? I meant to text you last night and tell you I was gonna do this, and I just realized the text never went to you. Sorry.
I can always talk about Imagination Library. Imagination Library was started 30 years ago by Dolly Parton, and it's a literacy program for children 0 to 5 years old. And we send books each month to the children that are signed up, and the books actually go to them with their name on it. So it's exciting that they get their own mail, and it's really to encourage families to read. And excuse me, it goes across every socioeconomic lines. You know, it doesn't matter if you're poor, you know, rich, whatever. It's encouraging people or children to read and their families to read with them. I think it's 40% of children in a lower income bracket do not have at least 4 books in their home. So with this program, we're able to provide books. We, as Mindy said before, the Area 8, all of our Rotary clubs in the Area 8 participate in Imagination Library, and we pay for shipping. Dolly Parton pays for the books, and then we pay for shipping. And now with the Colorado Imagination Library, they pay half of the shipping. So we pay about $1.14 per child. And in our area right now, we have a little over 1,200 kids in the program. Anything else? Anything else?
Yeah. $1.14 a year.
A month. I'm sorry. Yeah, $1.14 a month. And it's just postage. I mean, and as postage goes up, it might, you know, go up a little bit. We are trying, some of the clubs do a lot of great fundraising. Peak to Peak does so much fundraising so that they can pay for it. I'm excited to do the Area 8, and actually it wasn't our idea. It was another club's idea to have that as our fundraiser for our Area 8 dinner. And then throughout the year, I actually am forming a committee with all the different Rotary clubs in our area to do more fundraising. So we're hoping that also we really don't have to get the word out because we have enrollment every month, and I can tell where somebody's talking about it because sometimes we'll get a lot of enrollments in a certain area where maybe a daycare has been talking about it. Cindy Sully actually helps me with the book management. So thank you, Cindy. Did you have a question? Oh, yeah. Yes.
$1.14 spread amongst all the clubs who are
Yes.
involved, so it's not just our.
It's not just our club. We actually divided depending on the membership of the club. We obviously have the bulk of it and it goes through our foundation. So if anybody's interested in information, I usually, if I knew I was speaking, you would have some info on the table. Yeah. That's okay. But I always have information. I can, you can reach out to me by email, just call me or just ask me, and I can give you the link to sign up. We try to keep it in our area. We do have a few people that are not, like maybe have grandchildren or nieces, nephews that aren't in our area because they don't have an affiliate. Colorado right now actually has an affiliate in every county of the state. So there for a while, we were one of the few. So I'm excited that we can, that everybody in the state is able to get books.
Thank you. Figured it's good for people to know what it is since we're holding an event to raise money for it. So, okay. Ginny, do you want to introduce our speaker?
Yes, I'd like to thank you.
Good morning. Our speaker today not only graduated magna cum laude, but has a master's degree in nonprofit management, is a certified fundraising executive, and has served on several Jefferson County boards. The Honor Bell Foundation, Literacy Coalition of Colorado, and right now is the current president of the Lakewood Foothills Rotary Club. Now, none of this made an impression on me because I wasn't in that zone, but I read one of Joe's notes that appeared in the newsletter that Jeffco Library Foundation sends out. And her quote was that this is her favorite quote about reading and literacy. Quote, "Life is like a book. Some chapters are sad, some happy, and some exciting. But if you never turn the page, you will never know what the next chapter holds." Well, please welcome a real page turner herself, Jo Chance.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here. Thanks for inviting me. So not only am I suddenly the president of my Rotary Club, that the previous president resigned and moved on to another club, I'm also a new bride. So just got married on the 15th. Yay. So, thank you. So even so, well, my name tag hasn't been changed. The last name is Hall now, so it's Joe Hall. Anyway, okay. I want to tell you more about the foundation. How many of you even know that there is a library foundation? Yay, a few of you do. So do you know what the purpose of the foundation is?
My book.
No. Wrong. No, what we do is provide fundraising support and advocacy for all 10 Jefferson County public libraries and the bookmobile. So that's our thing. Does anybody know when we were established? 1966. It's a long time. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and mosey on here. This is just, yeah, the language. Here's what we do, blah, blah, blah. Support and enrich the capabilities, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we do. This is how we raise funds to support Jefferson County Public Library. How many of you have been to a whale of a used book sale? Yay! So we have another one that's coming up. We do this twice a year. These are our big fundraisers. So you can see last year we grossed over $82,000 in our spring sale. This year, the spring sale, I believe, is May 28th through June 1st at the Jeffco Fairgrounds. Last fall, we raised over $77,000 in gross sales. So these are our major fundraisers each year. So would encourage you to come. I think you have some brochures and stuff on the table with lists some of our sponsors and kind of the the layout of events. Speaking of that, we take book donations. So I've had people ask me, so where do you get all these books? It's like a 50-50 split. 50% of our inventory is deaccessioned. That means weeded out from the libraries. And believe me, they weed out a lot of books. So they bring a truck that backs up into our warehouse, and usually we're inundated, sometimes with just 10 totes, sometimes with 40 totes at a time. So this happens sometimes even on holidays and stuff, because I've been there working, and it's, of course, I hear a beep, 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 and it's the truck. Anyway, so that's one of the ways that we make money. Online book sales. We sell under the name of Jeffco Friends. We sell rare and collectible books. So we sell on Amazon and eBay. We partner with these two vendors, Empty Shelves and Dream Books. Empty Shelves, we build pallets of these books that Empty Shelves wants. So our volunteers at the warehouse, we were located in Wheat Ridge, they scan the barcode and it will show up on a screen and it will say Empty Shelves. That goes onto the pallets for Empty Shelves. It'll show up a whale. That means it stays with us, and it either goes to our whale sales or whale's tail, which I'll tell you about momentarily. Or it goes to Amazon and eBay for sale. Dream Books is another one of our vendors. If it's books that we don't want and Empty Shelves doesn't want, it goes to Dream Books. And they go into these great big, they call them Gaylords. And we get 50% of the revenues off of those books. They sell on consignment for us. So we love to tell our book donors that nothing goes to the landfill. It goes in all these different directions. If it's a torn book or it's damaged or what have you, it's shredded and recycled. So I said 50% comes from the libraries. Well, 50% then comes from people like you, donors who stop by. We accept book donations on Mondays and Tuesdays at our warehouse in Wheat Ridge. We also sell and take gifts of CDs, DVDs, vinyl records. We don't take magazines. We don't take VHS tapes. We don't take cassettes. So sometimes we get some really weird things that get thrown into our bins, like pots and ceramics and stuff. It's like, well, we don't do that, but okay. How many of you been to our little store, Whale's Tail Books and Gifts in Colorado Mills? Yay. So we started this venture about 3.5 years ago. Camera knows, yeah. So kind of a fluke. This was during the pandemic. This was kind of wild and crazy. So it was during the pandemic. People were staying home and they were deaccessing. They were weeding out their books and stuff. And we were just absolutely inundated, but we couldn't host our Whale of Used book sales at the fairgrounds because you couldn't have that many people all in one place. So we went to Colorado Mills and said, look, just give us a down and dirty. We just want a 6-week. We just got to have a sale. We need to get rid of some of these books. So we went over to Colorado Mills. We got a location that it used to be a Payless shoe store. It's right next to Dick's Sporting Goods. When Payless went bankrupt several years ago, they just took their shoes and walked out the door. So all the shelving and stuff was there, the checkout station, etc. And they even left the vacuum cleaner. So we took that as a sign from God. Oh my gosh, here we are. So we signed up for the 6-week lease, and we made over $28,000 in that 6 weeks. It was like, I think we're onto something. So I kind of nudged my board and I said, I think this is a good deal. Why don't we keep, let's extend the lease. So like I said, we've been there about 3.5 years now. So it's great. It's just really a great store. And you can see that last year we had more than 130,000 in gross sales. So it's a go-getter. Oh, we also sell new items there. So it's not just books, CDs, DVDs, blah, blah, blah. It is also things like scarves and jewelry and children's socks and reading glasses and purses and all sorts of stuff. So it's worth it. If you haven't seen it, you need to go by. We do special events, books on film. We started this about 4 years ago, actually with the book turned film that was Where the Crawdads Sing. So that was our first. Then in 23, we did Oppenheimer. We had practically a sellout crowd with that. Guest MC, Denver 7 meteorologist, Lisa Hidalgo. Last year we did Dune Part 2 at the Harkins Theaters. Again, Lisa Hidalgo, she just keeps showing up here. golly gee, here she is again. So, so 2025, we're doing books on film. We're doing Jurassic World Rebirth. So that will come up on July 2nd at the Harkins Theaters in Urbana. We also do special events such as our Friends Annual Meeting. So this is actually open to the public, but it's mainly focused on Friends of the Library, which you will see some little brochures perhaps on your tables that talks about being a friend of the library. It's really inexpensive, but it's so nice. And you get invitations to our special events, you get our footnotes newsletter, et cetera, et cetera. So we'd encourage you to join up. I think you can join for as little as like $15 for the year. So in 2023, Emily Littlejohn was our guest speaker. Last year, Erica Krause, if you haven't read her book, Tell Me Everything, it is a real eye popper. And then this year, we have Lisa Payne, who's going to be our guest speaker, and she does thrillers and suspense and that type stuff. Actually, I think she lives somewhere in the foothills here. Major gifts. So I solicit for major gifts. We have this wonderful father-daughter duo who gave us over $100,000 to help support the outdoor adventure space, not only at Belmar Library, but also the one at Stanley Lake. So if you haven't been there and you haven't been over to the children's section, please go check that out. Legacy chapter. In 2018, I started the legacy chapter, which is kind of, so you can leave us in your estate plans, et cetera, et cetera. In 1 year, and I think that was like 3 years ago, we received more than $91,000 in estate funds. So please think of us. Online giving and the annual appeal. Library Giving Day comes up. I think this year is April 1st. And we generated more than 7,500 just in online donations. And then through Colorado Gives and Colorado Gives Day and our end of year appeal, over $32,000 this last year. We have 3 endowments. The J.C. Graham Endowment, that is specific to supporting kids and families programs at the library. So that's designated funding. Our main endowment is almost $630,000. And then the new generation endowment at over $63,000. So we do have quite a diverse holding, and you can see that total endowments holding it's over 700,000. So we're very proud of that. And that just keeps growing. I write a lot of grants and I solicit for a lot of sponsorships, and you can see this is kind of a brief list of who all we have who has jumped on board and helped us out. We're really pleased by our partnership with Denver 7. As a matter of fact, I'm working with more Denver 7 people. So I'm also part of PEO. So we're doing a books and brunch thing that's, if anybody's interested, coming up on April 26th at the Arvada Center. And Sam Boyk is going to be our MC for that particular event. So happy to tell you more about that after I tell you about where I work. Friends of the Library, and I mentioned the membership organizations. So Friends of the Library and our volunteers provided over 10,000 hours of service for us this last year. So not only do they help out at our warehouse in accepting donations and sorting the books, boxing the books, it goes on and on and on, but it's a lot of fun. And we also have volunteers who help us out at our bookstores. So that's why we're able to capture so much money that we can give back to the library. It's because it's mainly volunteer run. So I do have a bookstore manager and a part-time bookstore person who helps out on the weekends so that we have full coverage. So these volunteers and friends have helped us raise almost $160,000 at both of those whale sales that we had last year, and helped us generate more than $209,000 in gross sales at our 2 Whale's Tail books and gift shops in 2024. Sad news, we had to close our Belmar shop. We did have a Whale's Tail 2 that was over in Belmar. It was like 3 doors down from Dick's Sporting Goods. We're always winding up next to Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't understand why, but somehow we are. It was untenable. And it wasn't a moneymaker for us. We had a hard time finding enough volunteers. We were being shifted to a new unit, which wasn't going to work out for us and was going to cost us a fortune to renovate and then try to staff. So we decided to pull up roots. So we are looking for another location, but don't know where that's going to be. So stay tuned. In September of 2021, we were able to expand and double our warehouse space and office space. You can see kind of the before and after pictures. We were jammed. I mean, you could barely move around. And then afterwards, after we bumped into the next unit next door to us, you can see that we have a lot more room for our volunteers to move around and for people to drop off their book donations, et cetera. So that's been a real lifesaver. And it's been a safety factor too. It was kind of dangerous there. And then I moved my office on the other side of the building. These are some of the furnishings that were donated to us. So the table and the chairs, I told my husband, I said, heck, I could tap dance across that thing. It's sturdy. Donated by a law firm in downtown Denver. And then the other pieces were donated by, I don't know, some financial something who sent out a listserv and said, hey, we're giving away all this furniture. Anybody want it? And I went, oh, me. So he said, well, come on over and put a sticky note on everything that you want. So I went over and put a sticky note on everything he had. So anyway. What our foundation has helped to fund. So the Library Summer Challenge. Has anybody participated in Library Summer Challenge? Yay, you get prizes and stuff. It's a lot of fun. And then we give away prize monies then to participating schools that have the most readership, the most points earned through the summer reading program. Early childhood literacy programs, such as Baby's First Books, 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten, and Raise a Reader. The Discover Together Outdoor Adventure Space, again at Belmar Library and also at Stanley Lake. The Culture Pass program. How many people know that you can use your library card and get free passes to places like the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, the Molly Brown Museum? Oh yeah, see, I love to tell people this. It's like, I never knew that. Yeah, the Denver Firefighters Museum. There's a whole list of them. So go to the library website, and I think you scroll down to the bottom and it says Culture Pass. You can click on that and then it will show you all the different places. I think you can order up to 7 free passes to all these places. So yeah, so if you've got out of town company and going, I don't know what to do with these people, get free passes. See? We also secure naming rights at local libraries. I was going to show my yes. Right now, we're in the throes of doing naming rights at Conifer Library. So those of you who don't know, Conifer Library is moving out of Conifer High School. They're moving into, I think it's kind of a strip mall thing close to the Safeway. Yeah. Okay. So actually, it's just gone gangbusters. We're kind of scrambling like, okay, what else can people name? Because everything is kind of taken now. So, but we're really pleased by the show of support from so many people who love their libraries. So it makes it nice. It makes it easy. I'll let you take that one back. This is how you can help us. You can join the Friends of the Library and you can volunteer. So we always need volunteers to help us at our Whale of Used book sales. So those sales take about 200 volunteers each time we produce them. So we need help with setup. We need table tidiers, greeters. We need cashiers. So yeah, so think of that when you're looking at, gee, I've got some spare time. What do I want to do? Call me. And helping us at our Whale's Tail Books and Gift Shop in Colorado Mills Mall. We're open 7 days a week there. So we really need a lot of volunteers. We're open from noon to 6, Sunday through Friday, and then on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can work those different shifts. And there's a bonus. Oh, you earn 2 free books for every 4-hour shift that you work. At the bookstores, you get a 20% discount. So there we go. Good. And you can help us at our foundation warehouse. So we have 2 shifts each day, the morning shift and the afternoon shift. And again, you earn your 2 free books. And then you can donate. We need your donations. Again, CDs, DVDs, vinyl records, books, all that good stuff, audiobooks, those types of things. We do accept vintage comic books and collectible magazines. So if you have like some old Life or Look magazines from way back when, we want them. Bring them. Look, and we give you a tax receipt. Oh my God, it's a win-win. Oh golly. So that's kind of it. That's what we do and who we are. And I'm happy to take any questions that anybody might have. Yes.
So what do you think the future of libraries are, given the change
Okay, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, so I'm heading into my 11th year as the executive director for the foundation. And when I first got the job, I heard so many people say, libraries are dying, nobody even uses them anymore. Not true. That's why the library is building more libraries. So they're building a new one. Well, actually, I think they bought a brewery down in South, they call it South County, close to C470 and South Kipling. So look for that to show up soon. Building a new library out near Candelas in Arvada. They're revamping the Arvada library. I mean, people use the library, and it's not just books. People go there for children's story time or arts and crafts. They have like knitting groups, yoga groups, all this sort of stuff. It's really amazing what all your libraries can provide for you. So if you haven't been to the library lately, I would encourage you, just take a trip over there, just kind of check in and see what all they're up to and see all their offerings. Free computer classes. I took an Excel course that was for free, and nobody else was there. So I had the teacher all to myself. It was like, okay, show me this, show me this. So it was really certainly worthwhile. And just as a resource, as a community resource, I mean, the community rooms that they have, you can have meetings there for free. The study rooms, IT services, I mean, you can have, the streaming stuff and all sorts of things. So I encourage you to continue to support your libraries because they are wonderful resources and community treasures. I hope that answered your question.
Yes. I have a question about my personal library. Do you have someone who would come out and look at books that are on one subject, history? For example, we have first edition of Carl Sandburg's Abraham Lincoln the Warriors. But
Do you want
I
to
mean,
donate that?
well, yes, I do.
Oh,
But there are other books that are written by well-known historians. And rather than box them and send them to your
Right.
warehouse, do you have someone who could facilitate, well, put this in this collection, or a college might need it in their library, and then box it and put a little note on it?
so you can connect with our warehouse coordinator, Neil Thorson. So he handles all of the rare and collectible, and he oversees the warehouse and all the books that come in. So he's a great resource. Call our main number and it'll direct you to him, and he can, yeah, Neil.
Thank you.
Can you tell us where this love of books comes from, you personally? Some of your
Wow.
stories.
Ah, gosh. That's kind of a tough question. I've always been an avid reader, and I'm a freelance writer on the side too. So I like to read, I like to see what other people are producing. And then I like to write my own like short stories. I write the newsletter. Sometimes I write magazine articles and things like that. So it's just,
Where does it come from?
I think it comes from good breeding.
Give credit to the parents.
Absolutely. Parents who, if you read to your child, I mean, that's just really important and instills that love of language and literature. And back to the comment about some people or children who are in poverty-stricken homes, they just don't have the books and don't have the resources. That, again, is why your library is so important. You can take your child there, pick up books. You can go for children's story time. Again, activities that involve your children. The Raise a Reader program, which it's a program that lasts all year long, but they do a Raise a Reader festival that's at the Colorado Railroad Museum. I think that's coming up this year, September 27th. It's all day on a Saturday. It's free. You can take your kiddos, grandkids, what have you. And it's a lot of fun, but it really kind of energizes people to engage in reading to their children and again, learning about the resources at the library. So it's really important. Anybody else?
Yeah, again, back to children, you were talking about the programs that you have for the young child, 1,000 books before or whatever.
Kindergarten, yeah.
Yeah, and so how do you access that? Is it just at the library? Is there a section or?
Yeah, go
thing
to
to
the,
sign up for?
yeah, you can go to the children's librarian and they can tell you more about it. You can sign up online too. So again, go to the JCPL website and that'll direct you. All right. Anybody else?
How would you recommend that?
Wow, somebody's speaking.
How would you recommend that I get my books into the library?
People ask me that question and I'll have people call and, oh, I've got this great collection, you know, I want it in the library. The library selects its own books, so I'll tell you right off the bat, they probably won't take them. They have a list every year that they purchase. And while it's really nice that people want to donate their home libraries, et cetera, the library just won't take them, but the foundation will.
These are books that I've read.
Ah, okay. You can contact the library and see, but it's an uphill climb. That's all I can tell you. Over in the corner.
Good morning and thank you for your talk.
Sure.
What portion of the budget for the libraries in Jefferson County are tax-based funded versus all of the fundraising that you guys do?
The lion's share comes from property taxes. So ever since the mill levy increase in 2015, the library is pretty flush. So our contributions, last year we gave $192,000 to the library. Some of it was earmarked for specific programs, et cetera. Some was just general. So ours is kind of a drop in the bucket. I think the last budget that I looked at for the library, somewhere in the 50 million a year range. Yeah. But it's money well spent. I mean, what a community resource, and it's free, really levels the playing field for people who, again, we don't have any money, we can't buy any books. You can take your child to the library. Yes.
Looked at that, quite a bit of money in your endowment fund.
Uh-huh.
What is that used for?
If we have a shortfall or if we, haven't met our fundraising goals, then we can draw on that resource. So, yeah, so sometimes it does supplement our budget. The second year I was here, we had kind of a fundraising trough for some reason. So we took 40,000 from the endowment. The next year we had a banner year as far as grants and fundraising, et cetera. So we not only put that 40,000 back, Community First Foundation, which is now Colorado Gives Foundation, was doing a 25 cents on the dollar. So to get people to do more with their endowments. So not only did we put back the 40,000, we got an extra 10 on top of it. So occasionally we take that money just depending on how our fundraising year has been. And sometimes things just happen. I mean, COVID. Ugh. We did do we did do a whale sale at the fairgrounds that fall. Holy jumping cow. Let me tell you, it was bananas because we could only have 50 people in the exhibit halls at one time. So we devised, you had to sign up online. You had to pay $5 for an hour's worth of shopping. So it was actually 50 minutes worth of shopping, 10 minutes to check out. And then we cleared the room and the next group came in. So what we did was, you had to wear these little stickers. So for red sticker would be from, like 9 to 10 in the morning, and the green sticker would be, the next, so on and on. So the stickers kept falling off people. So they were like stuck all over the floor and stuff. The fairgrounds wasn't very happy with us, but we did raise, I think it was like $45,000 that year, and we extended the hours. So we had more days to do that because it was pandemonium. And the same with, starting over at Colorado Mills. We started on Black Friday of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. And people said, you're crazy. And I said, we got to get rid of these books. And people are staying home. They want to read. They want to, listen to the CDs, et cetera. So it was really worth our while to do that. And we're so happy to be there. Yes.
I'm a heavy user of the library up here. I like to read books physically.
Okay.
Whenever I'm looking for books, I'm noticing a shift more towards online books. Can you give an overview of what is available now and what's going to be available in the future on online books?
That's a library question. I can't answer that one. I really can't. So your best bet is to contact the library or go to their website. Yeah. Sorry. Okie dokie. Folks, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much for this opportunity to give a shout out for my organization. Don't forget about being a friend. Don't forget about volunteering and don't forget about donating. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here today. Rotary has been in a many-year mission to eradicate polio from the world. So as a thank you for your time today, we will be donating 60 doses of polio vaccine in your name. So thank you very much. Okay, you guys are gonna hate me. I think unless anybody has anything else, we are actually done early today. I know. So, thank you. I do want to do one quick shout out and then I'll let you all go. Chris led the, Chris and his committee led the search for a new caterer who started this morning. So Trusan is having another surgery and was not able to continue working with us. So we do have a new caterer. We're going to be trying out a couple different things. So give us a little bit of patience, but we would actually love your feedback. If you have good things, bad things, questions, concerns, comments, please let us know. But I just want to thank the committee for the work they put into finding something. Yes, the new caterer is, they're called What the Fork. They're a new company and they do very fancy charcuterie boards, and that's their whole thing, is all different kinds of charcuterie boards. So if you happen to have something coming up, I'm sure they would love your business. They are local, so a new company. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day. Okay, and next week is breakfast burritos.